Welcome at our VIP area at the DPW 2022 conference in Amsterdam. And here I am seeing a lot of speakers and partners, and now we are here sitting with Pieter Paul. And you have developed something really special we are going to talk about. In 2022 you developed ScoutLab, and it's really connected to DPW. Can you elaborate about that?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me. It's amazing to be here. And we initiated DPW Scout Lab, basically inspired by the conference. DPW conference was initiated in 2019, and it took the industry by storm. Right? It was really everybody was talking about DPW, and it's quite amazing that you can achieve that in such a short period. But DPW conference is once a year, and that's where a lot of new connections are made. And we basically approached Matthias and said, like, it's so amazing, this community that you have, all the tech suppliers, the emerging new tech companies, the startups, the scale-ups, it's a huge community. On the other hand, there's the procurement practitioners. You bring them together once a year. Can we not bring them together also throughout the year, based on the actual needs of those big companies that need to find those new solutions? And we built those bridges between the big companies needing technology and all those new startups and scale-ups bringing the new technology to the companies.
Ah, you connect the dots.
Yes,
throughout the year.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
We play Cupid.
Yes, but how do you then help those digital procurement leaders?
Yeah, so the key aspect is basically they need to change. Nobody here at the conference will say, we don't need to change, we're fine, we'll be fine for the next 5 years, right? There's huge change. The climate change is coming. There's been the wars, there's been the supply chain disruption. So they need all kinds of new tools, new functionalities to help their teams to source better, to source faster, to source differently, to find those sustainability solutions. Which tools are the best for your organizations to help you? So we zoom in on the problems they have, the challenges, like what are you trying to solve? We try to really seek to understand their challenge, as well as the value case, like what value are you after? What do you want to solve for? And what would it be worth if you find it? That allows us to go into the market and really go find the best solutions. So we have our databases, we also have a network of experts, and we ask the crowd, we ask on social media, we're looking for these kind of solutions, and we get all kinds of great ideas from the crowd, and we bring it to the clients, and we help them select and shape the collaborations in a very iterative and fast manner. So what used to take months, up to 12 or 18 months, we do it in 6 weeks. So it's a really accelerated process.
That's amazing. But how can you find an answer to any question they would have? That sounds ridiculous that you can answer any question.
Yeah.
Is that the case?
Yeah, it is really the case. I think I've done this process for about 300 times in the last few years for very many different topics, ranging from hardware innovation to software innovation to procurement innovation. And basically my true belief is, like, if there's a problem somewhere, somebody elsewhere in the world has already thought about a solution for it. And it's about like identifying that solution. And sometimes it's a quite strong solution already that has many users and it's quite well known, but it's just identifying, is this the right one for me? Yeah. And sometimes it's a very small organization, maybe based in Canada or Australia or in Austria, right? And where do you find them? Well, we know how to find them and then connect them to the big corporates.
Then is my question, how do you find those tiny organizations, those solutions?
Yeah, so indeed, that is the magic.
Exactly.
And it is a process, so it is really straightforward. We always start with the databases. We have the DPW's database with hundreds of tech companies that are active in digital procurement, but we also look in other tech databases, and we look based on the keywords of the challenge statements that we have defined together with the company. And always the databases will give you some first leads to potential great solutions. And then we ask our experts. But there's great experts. Again, also in the DPW community, there's always some experts about supplier relationships or about ESG. We find different experts and we ask their ideas, like what are your best ideas? And we ask the crowd. So combining those three sources, we find at least 20, 30 potential solutions. And it's more the matter of like selecting the best one than finding one to begin with.
Yeah. Is there a top 3 of topics you often find answers for, solutions?
Yeah. So that's a great question. I think on a more generic level, I think our process is being used by procurement organizations sometimes to help them innovate procurement. So that's on the highest level, right? So new functionalities for the procurement function. Very strategic. For the sustainability transition, because they need all kinds of new reporting and all kinds of new insights to help accelerate the sustainability shift that all of these companies have to go through. But also for business innovation. Like more and more procurement organizations want to be the solution for innovation. They want to be their partner, the partner to the business for innovation, rather than blocking innovation as they're sometimes perceived in their organization. So it's those 3 buckets. And if you look in the procurement function, I would say that first function, there's a lot now around supplier collaboration and the sustainability collaborations, because those are so front and center now with the new ways of working, that those are top topics within the procurement function.
Would you be able to advise them, I ask it again, to advise procurement leaders on any topic? Can they, if someone is listening right now and they have a question, they should just try to ask it to you?
Yeah, absolutely. There's 2 ways how we can engage, right? Indeed, if they already have a challenge, we can always find the best solution. I'm just 100% convinced that we can find a solution. But also, if they don't have a very clearly defined challenge yet, there's always room for improvement in your function, right? So we can also help them prioritize like the best next actions, the best next ideas. So we assess their current situation and we ideate with them, like what would be the first priorities in your organization, because they all have all these changes that they need to incorporate.
Exactly.
So we help them prioritize those topics.
Okay, good to know. Good tip, I think, for everyone who is watching this. So
Thanks.
Thank you for explaining what ScoutLab is up to, and I hope you'll receive a lot of new partners from this conference.
Yeah, there have been a tremendous attention already, and I hope for many more. So thank you.
Yes. You're welcome, and enjoy this conference.
I will, I am.